What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Big MBKJ. This is episode 10 of the MBKJ show. I have a real special guest here today. This man is an upstate New York content creator. He's currently shaking up the whole city of Rochester with his controversial content, and he goes by DirectedbyViper. Thanks for being here, man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, man. It was directed by Viper.
Directed by Viper. My bad on that.
No
Now,
problem.
look, I think the best way to start this is kind of like how I found out about you, who put me on to you, and everything like that, and just kind of have an open discussion about being a media platform, us making content, and yeah, everything. So I
That's
would
that's my
say
most favorite part.
that word content that's definitely the way. I would say my first introduction with you was actually a post that you made, and I don't know if you remember it. You actually tagging the company, and you definitely had some things on this post. Do you want to kind of explain that post that you had?
Oh, damn, you talking about the Instagram post?
Yeah, that was the first time I ever heard about you, bro. Then I had to go down this rabbit hole.
Damn, that's kind of crazy. I forgot I even made that. I was mad as hell when I made that shit though. So what do you want to know about it though?
So let the people know kind of like what it was, what's the intention, because I know I had like my one perspective on it, but I kind of want to get yours.
I basically made it. Let me read it, like skim it real fast.
No
Basically, he
problem.
pissed me off though, because I uh I had a phone call with RX Poppy because I made an RX Poppy snitch video, and I'm
Uh,
flexing on RX Poppy like, yo, I don't need you anyway, you fucking clown. I'm about to do the Deanie interview. So then I'm like happy about doing the Deanie interview, and I call him, and I'm like, I have like 4 or 5 questions to ask, but for some reason he insisted that I ask the 4 or 5 questions in purpose, right? Because making a YouTube video, I don't have to sit down and look at you. That's the beauty of the internet, right? So
uh-huh.
does it make sense so far?
Yeah.
So no reason I had to meet up with him. He wanted me to meet up with him. And then before he hung up, he called me a clown ass nigga and then said pretty much in the DM, I'm not doing an interview. So I took time out of my day. I got hella people hitting me up about videos. I cleared my schedule to do one about his bitch ass, and he fucking calls me a clown ass nigga. He could have just said, nah, bro. Like, I don't know. I felt like he violated. So then it was fuck Deanie. I started talking with a ton of people, and everybody's like, the Mary Kate and Ashley thing is wild. Like, damn well he didn't steal that song. I'm telling you, I got that shit from the source. Right? I can't say too much about him because you'd be able to find out very quickly who it was. But trust me, that shit is from the source. A lot of my videos I get directly from the source, and the only thing that I mess up is things that I didn't what am I gonna say? I misinterpret. Like I was told RX Poppy is from a hood called Mazda or some shit like that. And then they were talking about the sides, and I just misinterpreted it and said South Side, but he's from the East Side. I just misinterpret some things. Anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much the situation.
So bad. I definitely want to spin back. So we'll go to the RX Poppy snitching video. Now, I'm gonna let the whole audience know, the world, Rochester, whoever ends up watching this. I live in Rochester, but I'm not in tune with the local artist scene. My background's heavy New York City drill. I go out there all the time, do business out there. So a lot of these artists I'm not gonna know. Obviously, Deanie, he was one of our biggest artists. I do know him. Now, I think with the RX Poppy situation, what I want to talk about is kind of just why do you do content that might be labeled as a snitch video or any of your other type of videos that you make? What explain to the people why you make that type of content?
Why I make street content?
Yeah, well, if you label it street content, it's whatever you want to you call it.
You kind of asked me two different questions. You said
My bad. All right, let me ask the question again. What's your motivation behind the style of videos that you do?
putting upstate on the map. I mean, just like Act did with Chicago, just like Swayze did with New York City. I want it to be like upstate to be like a real live active ecosystem, pretty much.
For real. And I mess with that too. I've always, when I looked at your channel after I saw that post, and I think that's how we kind of go back into it. When I saw your post, you shout out the blogs that like kind of are like big in Rochester. I know you shout out Best. Me and Best are good friends, and you're just kind of talking about how like these artists they need us and everything like that. Now I figured there was something that happened in the background with you and Dini, and that the whole situation that you just explained, and I didn't comment on it or anything because this is my first introduction for you, but it definitely led me down to like kind of just checking out all your stuff. Now, on Instagram, you kind of are like, if I had to put a person that you do you kind of your content like, kind of like Swayze, besides like the kind of like meme stuff, you kind of just just do like hot or not, is this trash, that type of stuff. But on your YouTube, you kind of do these real documentary style videos. Like
Yeah.
what kind of reminded me was Trap Lord Ross. He was a big guy that I watch and it reminded me of.
Thank
And
you.
yeah. And like I said too, I really love the content that you make because it's entertaining. It's what a music scene needs to blow up. Now, I know there's people out there, me included. We want to know, like, are you personally worried when you make these videos or anything?
Worried about
Any
what?
in any shape or form? Are you worried about backlash from the artists themselves? Are you worried that um making yourself a target? Like, what? How
I,
do you feel?
only thing I worry about honestly is that I'm gonna put time in this YouTube video and it's not gonna like nobody's gonna see it because I really enjoy like you know how you make a dish for somebody and you like as soon as you hand it to them you're just staring at them just to see their facial expression and see if they think it's good or not. That's how I feel when I make YouTube videos because I put a lot of time and the effort into my editing and like even the little jokes, even though they might be kind of dry sometimes. I feel like I really put my heart and soul into my videos. And that's why I kind of feel some kind of way when people compare me to Swayze and not really academics, because I really, really fuck with academics, but Swayze doesn't really put effort into his videos like I do. Like I literally did a little Swayze parody in my RPD video, and like my shit is lively. Like it's entertaining, it's engaging, it captures the viewer's attention. It's like an experience. Like a Swayze video is like the same thing over and over and over. I'm like, I don't want to seem like I'm hating on Swayze. It's a little bit of jealousy, I'm not gonna lie to, but you know, because he doesn't really put work into his videos and he gets hella views. I'm desperately trying to get like him, but yeah, that's what it
Okay, we
is.
can definitely talk about Swayze too. Now, me personally, the connection what I've seen with Swayze is just in a general sense of your commentary. You're putting commentary over what's going on in Rochester. That's kind of the only similarity I see.
Yeah.
Swayze kind of comes, in my opinion, Swayze comes from this old head perspective, kind of using like what is it, satire to kind of teach lessons. But I think at this point too, like he's kind of like these kids is gonna do what
He
they
be
do.
trolling. He trolls.
Yeah, definitely no, but I definitely feel like early Swayze when you call him during the early K Flock D thing eras and all that type of stuff. He definitely there was some motivation. It wasn't just money and the bacon, egg, and cheese fund and all this type of stuff like that. Now, which YouTuber would you say you're kind of most similar to in this genre?
You might not even know him, but it's Poetic Flacco, I would say. Poetic Flacco.
That's
God
interesting.
damn, that was fucked up. Poetic Flacco mixed with like Trap Lord Ross because my editing style is more like Ross, and then yeah, I don't know. That's who I would say.
Okay, I'm definitely surprised you said Poetic Flacco. Cause to me, he just come off as a straight troll. He trying to do whatever for the clicks. Now, I do feel like some people would dead say the same thing with you. And shoot, I'm even looking at your logo right now. Like you got the
Wait
Nike.
a damn. Wait. You said all I do is troll.
No, I'm saying I feel like Poetic Flacco. All he does is troll.
Oh, okay.
I do feel like personally him, he's going straight to the clickbait questions of are you robbing people, you whatever, especially with that like situation with 16 got him. Like I just felt like
I
you
take
feel
it back. I take it back. I'm not like Poetic Flacco. He just popped in my. I just didn't want to say academics, but
yeah, and
academics and Trap Lord Ross.
And I'll say this too, like academics, because I was a big fan of him personally. I He probably got me like the biggest motivation when it comes to hopping into the media space because he was giving out games, especially during all them drunk rants and all that shit like that. So
Yeah,
I could definitely see why you don't say him. Why do you feel like you're not like him?
academics.
Yes,
Um, I'm not like that. Why am I not like academics? I am kind of like academics. I mean, instead of the Warren Chirac, it's just Gloucester stories. I feel like I took academics's format and style and just like modernized it pretty much. So I just feel like a more modern academics, not really because when you think academics, you think about a ton of shit, which I don't really do, you know.
for sure. Now, you started off, it seems like, in the New York City scene. What made you care about Rochester more?
I've been wanting to do Rochester because I had a video called "The Worst Rapper in Rochester." I had a Perko video. I had a couple other things about Rochester, but I was slowly trying to get Rochester's attention, and it just so happened it didn't work until I did the TGS versus F95 video. But I really like Bronx drill and like all the drill in New York City. I've been listening to I think a song called Two G's, but with D Thing and a couple other guys. It's fire. They're all interesting characters. That's why I did the content.
Now, what do you enjoy more, making New York City content or Gloucester content?
Well, it's I would rather do like any kind of content to be honest, because when I do the Gloucester shit, I have to do so much work finding out these random street names and shit. Like, for example, Rich Baby. I did his video recently and I put Dewey and Stone Road because that's what you, when you type in Dewey Ave, that's what you get. I didn't know Dewey was this long ass road that spans from Greece to goddamn Henrietta.
Hell yeah,
So
bro. That shit got some miles to it.
yeah, so he said he claims Dewey, so I just looked up Dewey, and that's what came up. Same thing with Goodman. Like, why don't they claim Goodman in whatever street? They say I'm from Goodman. It's just there's a lot of really intricate things that you have to know to make the videos accurate. But I would rather just do general content than anything. Actually, I'm going to do more general content when I hit 1,000 subscribers.
Okay, so make sure fans y'all on the lookout for that. And I want people to know this too, because I made a video where I did an interview with Best Point of View TV, and he asked me on camera for the first time about you. And I didn't have the best things to say, and I even DM'd you. I DM'd you and like I was like, yo, I did an interview about you. I do want to talk to you too, kind of get your side, but I kind of want to let the people know, what did you think too when you saw my interview with Best?
I watched that shit about 15 to 20 times, bro. Oh my God. I was like, cause it almost seemed like you were kind of pandering to like street dudes almost. Cause you never really once mentioned the people doing the crime or anything. You just mentioned like how reporting on it could be false or not false, but negative. I was like, what the hell?
Now, I definitely could get that perspective. I think with me, it's kind of me knowing how my city operate. I don't give any justification to be any type of criminal, whatever. And let people know this too. Like, I'm very much a civilian. I don't do none of that gang politics stuff. It don't entertain me. I don't see it cool. And personally, I don't go outside like that too. Like, I don't go out to none of these functions. I know I'm gonna catch all these other people at, because it's a lot of drama and everything. And to my city, they don't care the next day. Like I've been, well, not me personally, but you hear about these situations where people get into fights and all these other things turns into shootings and everything, especially at
Yeah.
like parties. And then the next day, it'll be the same people at another party, whatever. And it's like there ain't no grievance for my city and nothing like that. So I could definitely see how you felt that way. I think, too, because Best was really trying to make it seem like, to me, in my opinion, like, there's nothing that will go wrong, like covering New York, Rochester in the way that you cover it.
What do you think will go wrong?
So this is what I told Bess in the interview, and I'm sure you saw.
Yeah.
I 1,000% believe that the content that you make is going to blow up one day. I really think it's going to be faster than ever at a certain point. Like you're going to go from 2K to 50K to 100K in a span of like 3 months. I would not be surprised. Because even when I watch your videos, I hate watching videos like this now. But I watch this, I'm like, yo, this is really entertaining. And I'm like, yo, it's my own city. Now, I think the issue
Damn,
is,
thank you.
yeah, man. And like I said, I'm a big fan of this whole style, this whole subgenre of like documentary with hip hop and, you know, just like the crime series and everything like that. I just also think once our city gets a spotlight that it never had before, that I do feel like one day you might bring to it faster than a content creator that lives out here. I do feel like from artists to random kids to whatever are gonna look at it and be like, yo, this is the only big thing that's happening in Rochester. I want to get a part of it. It's focused around violence. Let me see if I can
That's
put
where you're
myself
wrong.
on.
That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. Most of my content is about music. That's one thing that I also had an issue with. You didn't. I feel like you watch maybe part of the video. You don't really watch the video because let me go through my videos right now. I got 40 videos, not including the little bullshit ones that I unprivated because they got hella views. But in the TGS versus F95 video, that's a video about music pretty much. Who Dat 10 versus RX Poppy, I played music in that too. Boys and Girls Club shooting. And every single video, I always put their music as well.
No, I definitely. This is my thing. I know you put your music, the music, a part of it, and that's what it revolves around. I feel like all the fans know that, and trust me, a lot of these artists, they want to. I mean, a lot of these kids and everything, before they turn artists, they want to be an artist. They want to be a producer. They want to be in the music thing, because that's like the only thing our city really got for, you know, that type of demographic. Now, I could tell you the videos I have seen. I saw Origin of 500 and the whole West Side. That's what it's labeled at. I saw the Boys and Girls Club shooting, and then there's like one. I saw the little Perco one. I saw parts of that. Now, I think maybe like 2 days later, me and Bess end up meeting doing the interview. So it was like kind of just both fresh on our thing, especially with the whole post and everything.
Okay.
So like that's kind of like what I had to base it off, but it just reminds me of like, you know, the styles of the I think his name like Trap, like I said, Trap Lord Ross. It's another dude that's like Trap something or Geek Trap, and
Trap Geek, yeah.
yeah, Trap Geek. And I'm just like, I see how certain people in like Reddit react and everything too to those certain videos. Cause are you in tune with Reddit?
Yeah, I mean not for like safe for work content though, but yeah, I'm into Reddit.
Nah, I heard you, bro. Heard you, bro. On there they got this popular Reddit that's called like New York State of Mind, and you know they got like Chiracology. And these are pretty much just like platforms based upon, you know, New York City crime and music and pretty much, you know, Chicago too. And I feel like a lot of comments and stuff I see in those things, and I know they not your audience or whatever. But when they do post shares of that type of content, the stuff that I see is kind of just like, okay, man, I want to get up on there. You know, some people, they level-headed enough, and that's the big discussion of this whole thing is like, how level-headed are you to like know like, okay, this is internet, this is just coverage, this is a media,
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm bouncing points around right now, but I think the main issue is like, I feel like kids, even artists will see it, may feel humiliated. Like, let's say Dini, for example, and I don't want to say Dini, for example, just that's the only person
he buys his views, bro. He's lame. But
and this is my
what were you
thing.
gonna say?
This is my thing. Dini is the only example I could give because it was a clear negative way that you felt about him, and you know you display that for everybody to see. I think with that you could have a person, and I'm not talking Dini, y'all. It could be any artist. You cover them in the same way that you cover Dini. They're like, all right, yo, I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. Let's say like you might be, and I don't want to put words, you might be like, oh, you know, you don't get back, or you know, you ain't slide a comment like that, or whatever, can send these dudes down a whole rabbit hole, whatever. And I know the conversation will eventually turn into, all right, but you know, is it right what they're doing? Should they know better and all that
I
type
don't
of
think I
stuff?
would say something like that though. Like, because me calling somebody pussy is like weird. Like, I I was gonna make this joke, like, I'm not one of these internet dudes and just go on this rant, like trolling, trying to troll. But when I say street shit, it's like people automatically know to take it with a grain of salt, right? I
I don't
mean,
think so. A lot of these, and I really gotta say kids, because I would hate that grown men is thinking like this. But a lot of these people think that music, that media coverage is real life.
well, I do post real. Everything I post is real.
And when I mean real life, it's like the norm is, and I'm still referring to like channels like Swayze and all this type of stuff like that, where
Yeah.
you know they post crazy stuff, fights. This person did this. They post what's it called? Like the response of this person. You know, a lot of these kids feel like that's how you go about things. That's how you settle stuff. That's how you roll out and do whatever.
Wait,
And
what
it's
do you mean?
like I don't know. I don't think that's a good way. I think what made me feel that way with the content that you made, I think you said something about, and I believe it's the West Side video, something about like people eating ramen noodles in jail and all that shit. When I can't remember, but somebody got locked up and you're like, yo, now they eating ramen noodles, shit like
Oh
that.
shit. That's one of my go-to, like, because TK said I'm gonna be eating good noodles every day. Good noodles every day. You know what I'm saying?
And nah, but don't get me wrong too. I see the satire, I see the comedy, I see the entertainment out of it.
Hold
Everybody
on though.
don't, huh?
I It's like very small amounts of satire though. Most of it is just music promotion, like commentary on the street shit that they did. That mainly, like, because if I said a lot of trolling shit, I think people would start to be like, what the fuck? Like the RXK nephew, that was kind of a more of a troll video. The RPD video was serious, you know.
Mm. And I kind of want to talk about that RPD video because I'm actually looking at your channel as I'm talking to you. And are you kind of covering like local news that's going on?
Now that's the first time I think I've done that, because I was on Facebook, just on GSL News's page, and I saw that there was a deadly weekend, and I was reading one of the reports, and it said that one of the victims didn't appear to be directly involved in the initial incident, but she was one of the people who ended up dying. So that was kind of crazy, because people love to say there's no random crime in the city when that's not the case. I mean, you can look at the crime statistics. It's one of the most dangerous places in America. And in my first TGS F95 video, one of the jokes I said, it's not even really a joke. I said, these boys are scoring left and right. And then I said, every time you turn around, there's a extension on the national gun violence emergency. You ever notice that?
Yeah, I think it's like on the seventh one at this point, eighth. Who knows?
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like Rochester is a violent city. I do want people that's watching, especially people from Rochester, to understand like, yo, the way you move about in this city specifically, in any hood or whatever, is really going to determine like what type of experience you have. Like if you're not moving right, you in all the wrong spots and stuff like that. Who knows? One of these days might be your day. And shoot, you could be an innocent civilian. You chilling, you going to work, and catch a stray out here. Is that simple? And it's sad that it's like that too. And you know, I wish I had the answers for like, okay, we gotta do this, that, and the third. Let's bond as a city, do whatever. But
yeah.
some people hate this, but I do feel like sometimes Rochester's at a point where it's like, all right, you gotta either get accustomed or you gotta move out. And
Pretty
personally, I don't even
much.
feel like there's too many places you could really move. Now, and two, let the people know, especially on my channel, let them know that you're not in Rochester. Like, I know you're not allowed to say like where you're from. I know you're upstate, but are there some advantages not being from Rochester and covering Rochester?
Um, is there any advantages?
Yes.
Honestly, no. There's only disadvantages because, like, I'll say a street name wrong, or like, for example, with the Dewey thing, like, I didn't know Dewey was a long ass street. It kind of is inconvenient because a lot of these guys went to high school together. They know everything, so I have to work 5 times as hard going through posts from long as hell ago to find stuff out. So I kind of I don't wish I was from Rochester because it's a horrible city, but I do wish that I had more of the knowledge.
I respect that. I respect. Now I want to know too, like, what's your overall opinion of Rochester? Like, I know you obviously don't got no opinion on the food spots or anything like that, but I guess what I could kind of ask you to draw from is the music, crime, and living conditions. I guess.
The music is mid, but when their artist is good, like they're really good. And it's messed up to say, but once you know the street shit behind the music is automatically gonna sound good. I think you got people like SN9 who can't really make good music, but he's active in the street, so it hits. But as far as the music, I would give it like 78 overall because oh my god, I get sent mid music all day. It's terrible. What was the other thing?
I believe I said crime. How do you feel about the crime too?
Crime, god awful, terrible. I think it's the most dangerous, one of the most dangerous cities in the world. I mean, in America, awful, terrible. People are dying. Rob Foolen is an idiot. Terrible, awful.
You said who's the idiot?
Rob Foolen,
Who's that?
he's a nine.
Okay. 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 Now I did want to ask you too. Let me just go back to my notes real quick. Influences for you. I know we already talked about. I know we talked about what's it called? We talked about Act. Talked about Swayze a little bit. Are there any creators that you're constantly looking out for, or trying to be like, all right, I got to keep up my work to this person, or I got to take some notes from this person? Like, who are you still like learning from?
Honestly, everybody, because I look at everybody and the first question I ask is why is this person successful? I take everything like small pieces of things from a lot of people, from academics, Vlad TV, No Jumper. Like I look at No Jumper's page and I'm like, let's go to it real fast. He's posting clips that are 3-4 minutes long and it's getting them 30 to 40 million views a month rather than posting 1 hour long podcast. I'm talking about his clips page.
Uh huh.
You just got to be strategic with things. And this is what I can't wait to hit 1,000 so I can have like a nice core fan base. And then I know that a lot of them will like me for the way that I make my content and will watch pretty much any content that I make. But academics, No Jumper, even a little bit of poetic Flacco, a ton of people because I always see why is this successful.
And let me ask you this. So I know a lot of people send you stuff. Would you call them also your fans at the same time? Like, are they still interested in the whole YouTube channel, not just the one situation, or do you feel like they're kind of picking and choosing, or how do you feel?
Some people definitely pick and choose. Like they only comment on my videos when it's a video about a certain person. But actually, you know what? Nah, these guys really like my videos because I'll make a TGS video and say one of the nines got shot, and then the nines would be like mad about it. But then I make a video about the nines and say one of the TGS guys got shot. Then all of a sudden I won't hear anything from them. So they even watch their videos about their ops. They watch every single video pretty much, which I appreciate it a lot, man. Like I get consistent views. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so let me ask you this too: do you ever worry that it doesn't have to be SN9 or the other group, but do you ever feel like, okay, let's say if you cover two groups, they're beefing. Do you ever feel like one might say, okay, you know what? I ain't like the vid that son made. We gotta score one more time because we need a vid about us. Do you think that's a possibility? Do you think that's just artists being done? What's your thoughts on that?
Nah, if they do, it won't be because of me. I'm on Facebook. These dudes violate each other every day. I mean, what's his name? Bean Scoring had a post. He said, yo, stop shooting that house up. I don't even live there anymore, bro. You're just making the landlord have to pay more money. He's clowning his ops. I'm like, it's shit like that that's gonna get him, jammed up if it's anything. But what I post, people take with a grain of salt. Smart people, I already said that earlier, but yeah.
Hmm. And I agree with you. Like, there's nothing short that I believe. Like, yo, if you're a fan, and I'm still talking to all the fans right now. If you're a fan of this hip hop, the crime life, whatever, realize this: like, that stuff is its own separate stuff. Them people is going about their life however they go about it. It's going to be stuff that the hip hop blog don't cover. What's a message you would give to fans that are, or especially like kids too? Because I do work with younger kids and everything too, around that like age where they really enjoy music. They want to scream "gla gla boom" down hallways and stuff. Do you
Yeah.
What would you say to a kid like that believe all that stuff on the hip hop blogs is just their everyday life or they're a part of it or whatever the case?
They're probably already a lost cause, to be honest. Like, I got older and I had a crushing moment where I realized all the hip hop shit is fake. Like, most of these guys are talking about money, they're broke. They're talking about hoes, but they pay for pussy. I mean, it hurt to know that most of this is just all a facade, you know. And I got fraudulent people hit me up already talking about, do this. And then I'm like, send me a news article, send me some music. Oh, we don't have that. Like, you're fraudulent. I can't post you because you're a fraud. But just know Viper says 99% of the shit is all a facade.
Not word, not word. I think now where I kind of want to lead into, and I believe we got like 5 minutes left on this Zoom call thing. We'll probably end up hopping on another call and just continuing. But where I kind of
They
want to go
time you?
now, say that again.
They time you?
For whatever, I got like the free version. Like I literally just downloaded. It's telling me like remaining meeting time is we got like 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
But we're still recording and everything, so we're good. Uh, I definitely want to go into now. Why don't you cover any of the positive stuff that go around in Rochester?
I just addressed that in my RPD video. Like, what positive things could I post about and make a 3 to 5 minute video about that's interesting and engaging?
I mean, it's plenty of stuff. Like I know what's their name, Unbothered Podcast. They do a lot of events where it's like networking and everything. And trust me, I understand. Like, that get tiring and boring after a while, stuff like that. But I know you not being here, you don't see that light, but the light is there. And sometimes it make noise, sometimes it don't. And I would say as a sometimes fan of what's going on here and everything, because I like to still see like what's going on, like who's top dog or who's whatever.
Yeah.
I would say, yo, pop out here, be your incognito mode, your hat, your
I was
fake
about to say, you
mustache.
see, I got the shiesty on in the picture. What the hell?
Word, pull up in a shiesty, bro. And just,
Yo,
be a fly on the wall. Cause like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you might enjoy some of it too. Cause like as much darkness as it is, it's definitely a lot of bright stuff going on, a lot of stuff to engage in. And that's honestly me advocating for what might be out there. Cause again, it be times where you barely see that. It's nothing
for
but
real.
negativity out there.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I just saw Rip a Sleeve Row died. I mean, damn. I'm saying that because he's a high profile guy in the city. Like, the Rip a Sleeve guys are well known. So a well known guy just died, not a random guy.
mhm,
That's insane.
I feel you. And how far back have you done like your history on, you know, hip hop? Like, I mean, not hip hop, but Rochester music. Like, I know me personally, like the time I was really listening was like during the Dini era, the Tyrek, the Go, Turbo, and all that. Are you in tune with those other guys and everything?
I'm not in tune with any of those guys except Guap Gumbo. And people want a video for Guap Gumbo, but what they don't understand is that yes, Guap Gumbo is a very huge figure in Rochester. There's still not a lot of stuff known about him. Like I can't simply Google, for example, Perko. Where's not that's probably a bad example because his team moves great, but I can't Google these guys and find out stuff about them like Turbo, Guap Gumbo, and all them.
Yeah, because
If I
there's like
could,
barely interviews and all that type of stuff.
yeah, like they don't even have pictures on their Instagram most of the time. So it's hard. But as far as how far back I went on the music, probably like started around 2020, went from there. I found out a guy named Lil Hendo, um Mula, but he doesn't rap anymore. Who else did I have? Yeah, mainly all the upstate guys, and then I just focus in on Rochester in about 2020.
Okay, so I kind of want to lead into maybe some other topics right now. See, kind of just get your opinions on. Have you heard of that murder trial that's going on with the ex NFL player?
I don't even watch sports to be honest.
No. He does. He's not even in the NFL right now. But there's this trial going on in Florida, and I want to see if I can grab the photo because it was definitely a crazy situation that's going on. So you have this ex NFL player. He's dating this girl, and I'm about to share my screen with you in 1 second. He's dating this girl. She's actually married. He didn't know at the time. And what's going on is they were getting into like an argument or whatever. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just go to the screenshot. So this girl right here, she dates this NFL player. She's married whole time to another person. The boyfriend didn't know or whatever the case. Now, I guess she got into an argument with the boyfriend. She even put hands on the boyfriend. The boyfriend like pushed her off. And she was like, oh, bet I'm going to get my
Yeah.
brothers. Huh?
I saw part of the fight clip on World Star. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, so I kind of don't know, like, what's your opinion? Like, is it crazy that, she had four brothers pull up and everything like this, and he's still facing trial when there's text messages and everything, and they were trying to kill him?
Um, Shit. I mean,
Or you need me to break it down a little bit more?
yeah, I only saw her hitting him. I don't know the whole like
Okay.
he killed him.
So this is what happened. So the video that you saw, she's hitting him. She pushed off. He pushed her off. About 2 hours later, she's texting with her brother. Her brother got hood friends and all this other stuff. It was kind of one of them situations like, oh, you're cheating on me, / you put your hands on me. I'm gonna get my brothers to F you up type of situation.
Okay, okay.
So what ended up happening was they went to the house, these four brothers, and then what they decided to do, they knock on the door and everything. They banging like they the police. You know how you assume they would go. Now the
Yeah.
brother of the NFL player, the boyfriend's brother, opened the door. They start whooping on the brother. Now the NFL player, which is the boyfriend, he comes out with an AR-15, and he shoots the four guys. I think he killed like two of them. And
Damn, bro. Holy shit.
yeah, he killed two of them. And it's crazy too. He had a 65 shots, or it was like 50 to 60 shots fired in the
Damn.
span of a minute.
Well, the first thing I think this proves that number one, these hoes ain't shit. Number one, you could just tell by her fucking face. I don't like her hair situation, but she set him up pretty much. I mean, it's kill or be killed. He killed him. I mean, what do you want the guy to do?
Now and I feel like personally the craziest part with me is it's like you got four dudes at your house. They end up finding weapons on the guys too and everything. Now you're probably wondering like, yo, why is it a shut and done trial case? And keep in mind, the police, they got the screenshots of the messages that she sent in the group chat with all these guys in it. The brother's like, oh, the guy's name is Travis, the boyfriend, the ex NFL player. He's like, oh, yeah. Travis is a dead man walking. And then the next text she sends is, yo, please shoot his shit up. Now,
Fuck no.
the only reason why the girl is not on trial, the boys that popped off, because, and keep in mind, this is in Florida, so, you know, you could kind of do what you want in Florida when it comes to this type of stuff.
For sure.
He chased them off the property and still got shots off. And I'm pretty sure he killed like two of them before they actually got into the car. But pretty much he shot, they ran, they hopped into the car. Now the NFL player was smart by saying, yo, he saw a gun. Now I don't know if he really
He didn't see a gun. He's
I
just
personally
smart.
don't think he saw the gun, but you know, they was jumping his brother too. So it's like he's in certain states you're allowed to do that still. So shoot them down. Now, how do you feel about the whole fact that once they start running, he's charged because he chased after them and still continued to shot? Like, do you think that's fair? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
No, just knowing it's Florida in general, I don't even know because you got the George Zimmerman shit. But
Hell yeah.
damn, they were running away and he still shot him. I mean, once you pick up an AR-15, you know you're doing deadly damage to somebody. I would have reluctantly let him go though, or I would have tried to wait for them to come back to my house so that I could kill him on my property at least, personally, because
Yes.
it is Florida. You can get away with self-defense, but damn, that's a tough situation because she wanted them dead straight out of pettiness.
But this is the thing too. Like, let's say if he knew that, let's say that she knew she sent the text and everything,
Yeah.
then he would have been justified. But because he had no idea that the text messages was sent, the court is saying like, yo, you didn't know if your life was going to be in danger. One, because you didn't see a gun, and two, you didn't see the text.
Mm, he must have been really intimidated by her four brothers then. I mean, four people could be 5'6", and that's still intimidating if you're outnumbered. So at the end of the day, you gotta figure out a way to overcome that obstacle. Damn cars. And you know the best way, picking up an AR-15. So I think they'll be able to finesse it for him, to be honest. If he has money uh in the bank still from his NFL days, he should be good. Just
Let's talk
lie
about
your
his
ass off.
let's talk about his NFL days real quick. Now, the most catches he had in his whole career was 10. He only had 10 catches throughout the whole season, the whole career, the 2 years that he was doing, and he ended up catching like an injury charge. So he was never like a starter or anything. Like he had to work his way from being on the practice squad to the active roster to finally get a shot after like 5 people got injured. So he's not making no bread like that. Now, luckily, he had this ring camera. And keep in mind, this happened like 2 years ago. But the ring cam
Damn.
footage finally came out and all that type of stuff. And I kind of want to just know your opinion. If four dudes knock on your door, and we talking about hard knocks, like we talking like, yo, police open up knocks. What are you doing?
Shit. Now that I'm doing these stories, I see all these people who open their door in the middle of the night and get killed, like, Cash, CP the Clipper, these guys. I am not fucking opening the door ever at night. Like when I get DoorDash or Uber Eats, I let this shit sit for 10 minutes and then I will go outside and get it because it is insane how people open a door in the middle of the night. I talked in my CP to Clip a video. I saw a video on Brostar where they had guns, and the dude who owned the building had a ring cam, and he still opened the door. So at no scenario ever should you open the door at night. So if I had a gun, I would have just shot through the door.
Yeah, I don't blame you because, like, that's what I said. Like, how did the brother open the door? Hard knocks at that in the middle of the night. And he was like, yo, let me open the door before I even peek any of that. Because I see four dudes at my doorstep, hoodied up, and in the middle of summer of Florida, I don't know if
Hell
I'm
yeah.
opening that door.
Fuck no. I mean, if you would have just kept the door closed, you would have been good. That's crazy.
Not worry. I definitely think, bro. I definitely think bro dropped the ball with that, just opening the door. Now, I also did want to talk about another situation. Is there anything in the hip hop news that you've seen that's been interesting you?
Not in the hip hop news. It would be in the YouTube news world.
Oh
Like the
shit, what
dude
you
named
seen in the YouTube,
Sneeko.
bro?
You know who Sneeko is?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm dying to make a video about like other topics, but I don't want to lose subscribers yet. But fuck, man, I want to talk about it so bad. But there's a clip I saw on Instagram. He's on an app like Omegle. You
Mm-hmm.
obviously know what that is, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So it's called Monkey. And he's talking to these people, and then these two little ass girls pop up, and you could clearly tell they're underage. So he's like talking to him. He's like, I think you're cute. And then my boy right here thinks you're cute. So then he asked their age after saying that, and she said, we're underage. Now, yo, what do you think his response to that was? He
I would
said,
hope.
how underage?
Oh nah,
Nigga,
that's OD. Yo, bro, these
yo,
dudes be creepy
yo.
out here, bro. I'm telling you.
And he already got canceled to oblivion. And then you know the movie Cuties?
Mm-hmm.
He vouches for Cuties. He thinks Cuties is a good movie.
Nah,
I'm
he
like,
gotta be trolling.
bro, nah, he's dead ass serious. He stood on it. Well, he might have taken it back because Penguins flamed him for it. He got a lot of people watching him now, but he stood on that shit twice on two separate occasions. He fucks with that movie. Then he's saying, uh, the underage, how underage are you? His boy that was next to him, he was on Fresh and Fit. He said, go to Columbia, get a bitch who's 18, maybe 17. I'm like, bro, you really threw the 17 in there? It's like they don't give a fuck about, it's just mind blowing the shit that they say. Oh my God.
Yeah, bro. I think these people get money and they're like, I ain't gonna lose my fan base. I be jacking that.
I
But yo,
think the
I also
clout is what does it.
yeah, it's a crazy drug and like these people like once they get it, they hooked and they gonna do whatever just to stay relevant. And two, sometimes I be feeling like people just trying to get that shock value nowadays, especially when your audience ain't hitting like that.
Yeah. I
Now,
think that he got the bag from Rumble. Now he's like, fuck it. I could do whatever I want.
where how you feel about too these YouTubers? They get like NBA contracts for 1 year to be on one streaming service. Like how do that?
Bro, I'm getting one of those sooner or later, bro.
I'm
I
telling
have
you,
to.
bro.
I have to.
So you ever
But
think you would get into like live streaming?
I have to if I want to grow my brand. Cause like I don't think people are getting that much off the passive income off the ads, not showing their face.
Facts.
So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to get the fuck out of upstate before I do it. But I don't want to show my face. I really don't, but I really do want the money as well. Decisions, man. But that's so far in the future. I don't even have to think about it.
And let me tell you this too. I was very pleased. Like once I started like doing my research on you, talking to some of my people that talk to you, even best. You're very business minded, and I really give you that because
How do they know? What if I said that? Let you know that.
what did best tell me? He told me more of a sense like the way you upload your content and the way that you're kind of just trying to get all perspectives. You're not just being nosy, and it seemed like you're really like on your journalist shit for the most part. Versus, I see some people they just want to cover drama. You feel me? Like they don't really care. Like a plot, this is the storyline, or whatever the case may be. And you could
Yeah.
kind of phrase it as just being a good YouTuber, but there's a business mind behind it, in my opinion.
Hell yeah. That's why I look at Vlad TV because Vlad said one thing that stuck out to me when he was on the what's it called? The Off the Record podcast. He said
Mhm.
he looks at different businesses like it's impossible for it to be oversaturated because a lot of people say YouTube is oversaturated, but he said if you look at it like that, you've already defeated yourself because see people make t-shirts. You know how many freaking t-shirt brands exist and they're still making money off it?
No, for
So
real, bro.
I got the same mindset. I'm like, I don't care how many little academics people there are. I'm about to be one of the biggest. I'm about to have people saying, "Oh, academics, not academics. That's crazy." I'm gonna have people saying, "Viper, no, Swayze is the Viper in New York City." That's what I want people to say sooner or later.
That
Yeah,
word. And you gonna get there, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like you definitely you put in the work, bro, and you're consistent too.
thank you. I'm trying, man.
And I did want to ask you too, one more thing before we bounce out. I gotta know your opinion if you heard about the Glorilla concert and Finesse Two Times concert that happened in Rochester.
I did. I was on the Rochester subreddit actually, and they were talking about how shitty that place was to begin with, and it shouldn't have even happened. So, I mean, the owner of that probably could have gotten sued for a lot of money. Like, did he get sued?
So what ended up happening was the mayor the next day demanded a sit down meeting with the venue person, and he ain't show up. So they removed the liquor license, the event permit, and they end up selling the place too. Like they had to sell it. Now,
Damn.
since it's a new owner and a new business that is under, I don't know if they're keeping the same name. I'd be surprised if they did, but they might too, because just the historical value. But they
Yeah.
renewed the permits, they renewed the liquor license, and soon they're gonna be open up to the public. It's crazy.
I mean, whoever bought that, they made a bad purchase, bro. From what they said in the subreddit, it's got so much work that has to go into it. It's probably a lost cause, but that whole thing, from what I read, could have been avoided. Cheap ass business owners, man.
Yeah, and
Very sad.
I think there was a mix between greediness. I don't even know who the promoter was necessarily. But I do feel a type of way about these type of events where okay, if you sold out your event and it's really sold out, don't come out with another batch of tickets out of nowhere. Like, don't go to the venue, be like, yo, I'll slide you a bit of extra cash. And I don't know if that specifically happened or whatever, but I do know at a
Yeah.
certain point it was sold out and all of a sudden there was more tickets available. And I'm
Damn.
like, yo, bro, because it was packed and then they was still doing like tickets at the door. Like, and,
That's
and I
not
don't know,
normal
bro.
though.
You say that one more time?
Is that not normal though? Because I don't go to these events and stuff like that.
So we got weird cultures when it comes to events in Rochester. Like, you got your normal house parties and stuff like that. You got your college scenes and everything. And then you got your people that do venue stuff and all that with the concerts. And that's typically like the Water Streets where you see like the baby. Even like Glorilla performed at Water Street not too long ago. Uh
Damn.
these promoters run the city low key. So as long as you got a connection with the venue owner or the venue owner just rock out with you, you low key could do whatever you want. That's what I kind of been peeping. Because not all the time a fire marshal gonna come in check to see if there's alcohol permitted and everything. Because it'd be a
Yeah.
lot of college promoters and everything. Even when I was doing, we did alcohol and all that type of stuff like that, and personally, I ain't gonna lie. I was always nervous about them fines and everything because that was like one of the first things I did. I started out with like Airbnb, and like one of my first parties got shut down, almost got sued, a whole bunch of other stuff. So like once I really like found out the law about it and everything, it's
Yeah.
crazy what these venue owners let these promoters do with their spots.
I mean, if they can get away with it, why would you want to change anything? I mean,
I
I
mean,
was at an Airbnb one time. These people had fucking every single room they in the house transformed into a little place. So if people aren't gonna do their due diligence to make sure it's working as it should, people are gonna take advantage every single time, and that's exactly what happened.
and you definitely think it's the venue for not like in that specific situation, but venues in general, like I letting these promoters just run wild.
Mm, it's it would be the whoever owned that building's fault. Like actually, damn, because a similar thing happened in China where there was a big ass Halloween stampede. Ah, it's just unlucky, honestly. There's no way it could have been avoided.
Yeah,
if you can sell the tickets, sell the tickets. That's what my thing is. Fuck it.
yeah. My thing is like, look, make sure your money is right with tickets. Like some people, they don't start making a profit until 90% of the tickets is sold. Some people make profit after 10% of the tickets sold. It's all about how you negotiate as a promoter and all that type of stuff like that. Because shit like that, in my opinion, is the reason what turned these niggas greedy. Some niggas just gonna be greedy regardless, but some of these niggas, real life is like, all right, damn. All right, even though we sold 2,000 tickets, this place hosts 2,500. I gotta make an extra little bread because I'm trying to do this next event. I promote it. It be 1,000 shit.
Yeah.
And like you said too, it's just an unfortunate situation when these type of shits happen. I do think my biggest pet peeve, biggest pet peeve is niggas not getting security or enough security.
Yeah, there's supposed to be people in the middle who, if they say so, they can disperse a crowd. Cause I don't know if you watch it, but there's like a scientific breakdown of why stampedes happen. And if you stand a correct amount of distance apart, it's supposed to avoid it. So when they get overpacked, you pretty much suffocate and die. And so yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, that's why you need security to keep people safe distance apart, just in case.
Yeah, seriously, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Now the general rule of thumb, and I'm gonna put promoters on the game with this one. In Rochester, are you dealing with a Rochester type of crowd where it's gonna be a lot of people? It could get rowdy, could not. You need to have three for every 100 people that you got. You see, bro. I see this myself. You see three guards for 1,000 people, bro.
Bro, that's how they get a bunch of kids coming in swarms. Like, fuck the security. Like, what are they gonna do? That's bogus as hell. You need like you said 3 for every 100. You probably need like 10 for every 100, not 10, maybe 5 for every 100. Because I saw on GSL news page they were doing the same thing at the Lilac Festival. So, man,
Yeah.
fuck that.
And how you feel
You need
about the
like
Lilac
5.
Festival? Cause that should be every year. It's like that. I'll tell you that. Like kids just fight. Like that's just something that I understand about the Lilac. After it turned sunset, is it's lit. Like
Yeah, I think most places are like that in Rochester from the news articles I'm seeing. Nothing ever happens in daylight except Tech, but I mean, you will not catch me around there, even a fly on the wall. Like, fuck
hey,
that.
yo, I bet one day we get you out of here. I probably won't know you there, but you just gotta be like, take a photo and be like, yeah, bro, I was there one time in the back. Cause bro, I feel like real spell, you would like it. Like that, if you go out to the places I do, cause you will never catch me at these type of shit that all this shit be happening at.
Yeah,
But who knows? But Viper, this has been a great interview. We like an hour and a half in. I just want to say thank you for coming out. I'm glad that we
I
was able to have a good civil conversation. Just talk about music, the business, and bro, I'd definitely be happy to have you back.
I appreciate it, man. Anytime you want me back, definitely hit me up. I enjoyed this as well. I thought we were gonna debate more, man. I had a bunch of notes about the points you made in the that first interview you did.
Effort, let's go through them there.
All right, fuck it.
Let's do it.
Uh, let me go to the J debate. So you said, oh yeah, I had to say, huge shout out to Robert Rodriguez. He put me on to you actually. So he's the reason that I found out about you.
Oh,
So
word. Shout out Rob. Rob is one of the videographers on the team. Shout out my guy.
yeah, definitely dap him up when you see him. But what was I saying? You said act got people killed. We get people killed. That's crazy. Like we kind of
I
addressed that, but you didn't say directly kill. You said, what if they crash out? But nah.
I'll
What do
say
you what do
this.
you mean by that?
I'll say this, and like you said, we touched on it. I feel like these people, some of these young kids, wouldn't even say like most artists, some artists. I feel like 90% of them know whatever, but a lot of these kids, 18 and younger, they trying to make a name for themselves. They desperate for attention. They big fans of y'all. So I don't think it's too far fetched for them to be like, yo, let me start a little rap career. You know, I got to get some drills underneath my belt, because I feel like too, us as blogs, even though we attach to our fans, we talk to our fans, we engage with them, we know how our fans think. We don't
Yeah.
be looking at the other people that we still influence. Because I really challenge all these blogs, any blog listener, yo, go out to these schools, talk to these kids about the music, tell them like who you interview, who you work with, and all that. They be happy to listen and everything, but also get their opinion, because a lot of them is guided wrong. And once I realized that was the state of where drill was and all that, it kind of made me think about some of the artists that I've worked with. I'm like, dang, I help push that out. Sometimes I feel like I might be a part of the issue, even in it myself. And that's why
Yeah.
I kind of changed my brand, Motion Media, into a space where it's kind of like, I can still do hip hop, but I could do it in a clean way, I feel like.
So let me ask you this, right? Let's say you had a mine A and mine B in the
Mm-hmm.
same pickaxe. And if you go to mine A, you mine all day for 12 hours, you get a little teeny tiny ass piece of silver, right? And then you go to mine B, you mine the shit out of it for an hour and you get a huge chunk of diamond.
Mm-hmm.
What mine would you go to?
If we talking mine and we in the gold industry, of course we gonna go to the one that strike first. Easy.
Okay, so why would I post backpack giveaways and stuff like that when I'm gonna get 40, 50 views for all the editing time I put into it, right? I can make anything sound interesting, but I can make it sound interesting. People still won't watch it. Or I could post, dude gets chain snatched off on Hudson Ave and people are going to tune into it. So what I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because I have to post things that people actually want to watch. At the end
I
of the day, me, academics, Poetic Flacco, Trap Lord Ross, all we do is post videos, right? And the people decide whether or not they accept it or not. So I'm seeing 1,000 people accepted the TGS video. I looked at it like it's acceptance. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what are you gonna say?
All right, so that's where I might debate you on. Acceptance and entertain, kind of two different things in my opinion. Like, I might watch, shoot, I be watching Zeus sometimes with my shorty, right? I see
Yeah.
them fighting, boom, all this other stuff. Yeah, I'm entertained by it, but am I like, yo, when I go out, I think that's how I should see stuff on a regular? Nah. But some of these people, real life, feel like that's how that type of stuff operate. Real life operate like that. Yo, when I'm outside of school, first thing I'm gonna do is boom, pick up a gun. I'll do whatever. Now, what I would ask you is like, I don't even know the whole situation with Hudson and the dude getting his chain snatched, but let's say any rapper that got his chain snatched and somebody posted a video on it and he like, yo, damn, now I feel like I gotta get back. Niggas took my chain. I gotta get my chain back. Bare minimum thought they might have. You
Yeah.
If they saw your video and they did something crazy, and later on in the confessional it was like, yeah, you know what? I saw their video and
Come on, man. You're giving
no,
them
but let me ask
ideas
you this. Let me
now.
ask you this. I get, okay, cool. It could be a one-time situation, but what if that was a recurring thing you noticed? Would you still make the content you make?
So you're saying I make a chain snatching video and then they're in the interrogation room and they say that I caused them to do it multiple times?
Yeah, like he said, yeah, I seen the video and it fueled me to get back.
Um, first of all, you know what's gonna be even worse? People who he went to high school with, people he grew up with, clowning him on Facebook. Like, look at him getting his chain snatched. Bro, that bum ass Chizzy fight video, did you see it?
Nah, that, like I said, bro, I'm be 2-2 with the local, and bro, I barely want to talk about it. But let me say this. All right, cool. I'm gonna use your example. They talking on Facebook, his friend group or whatever. Let's say you, the person, we gonna skip 2 years from now, that got 100K view, 100K subscribers, getting 250,000 view videos. Is it not different at that point?
Um, it's still the same. I mean, over time they won't even care anymore.
Stop
To be
it.
honest, they
Stop
won't
it,
even
man.
care.
When you got the whole world watching, Like if act talk about somebody getting a chain snatch, it's perceived like I get it, his audience, whatever, but he got a huge audience. It's different from just okay, some close friends or even a whole city like knowing your personal business or whatever. Because I'm sure it's a lot of stuff that happened to a lot of rappers across the country in their own city, and it's only known or talked about in a city, not the entire nation. You feel me?
Okay, I misinterpreted what you said, but I still say the same thing because I was gonna post a video about because apparently somebody slayed Tree's ex's girl, and then some street shit happened, and the guy ended up getting neutralized. But I was gonna make a video like that, and at the end of the day, these guys want clout, so I'm giving you what you want. You pay Ace and Esco and Fresh Vision and Skrilla Visuals all this money because you want the clout. So I'm giving you the clout. Like
So
I
let
don't
me
see the
ask you this:
problem.
so all publicity is good publicity to you?
Yes, I mean once people stop talking about you, I mean, you're done for. You got to be able to finesse in life. Like you got to make lemonade out of lemons. I can't. Let me say this though. I can't make a video and say, "Yo, RXK nephew just dropped this project." Nobody gives a fuck about that. We want to hear like, "Damn, RXK nephew slaps the shit out of Class Murder," and then after that, I talk about the music, you know. And then Class Murder comes back and he's like, "Yo, like honestly, I ate that shit. That was a weak ass slap, bro. I used to give him wedgies back in the day." You have to figure out how to flip shit and finesse in life and be like water.
Yeah, that's a good skill to use your negative as a benefit. But is everybody capable of that? No. And then also too, let's go back to the chain situation. A rapper getting his chain snatched, that's no good publicity, whatever, whatsoever. Because check this now, and I'll say this. Let's say now that artist has a concert or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
As a promoter, let's say if I want to book him, that just happened, you covered it and it's a big vid. I gotta I gotta get more security now. I gotta spend more money now. That just don't affect the artist. It affect everything that go around in that ecosystem for that artist.
9.9 times out of 10 though, we just repost other shit people talk about though. You can't say, oh, everybody could talk about it except you. Are you saying that?
No, cause this is my thing. You right now are the only person. You and Bess are really the only ones that are getting the stories of Rochester. If it's not like where DJ Academics is looking on TMZ, looking at what's the latest talked about news or whatever, and just reporting it. You're essentially, I feel like, kind of digging up stuff. And I understand people are sending you stuff or whatever, but as soon as you put it out on the net, it's considered in my mind, it's considered you digging up the topic and then you putting it out for the world to see for the first time.
But this goes back to the mind thing. Like I have to post what that was actually a horrible analogy, but I have to post what people want to see. Like I can't do the backpack giveaways and waste my time. I have to do somebody gets Cheney gets, I mean not Cheney, goddamn Chizzy gets caught lagging downtown. That's what people want to see.
Okay. How do you know that's what people want to see? Have you tried the other way?
Um, no, because there's nothing positive to talk about.
Are you looking for it like you're looking the same way though? Looking
Let
for
me
the
go on.
negative stuff? And I know the negative stuff comes to you, bro. I do know that too.
Let me go on Facebook right now though, because I don't see shit. Oh
I,
my god! Literally, the first thing I see 6 minutes ago: stolen Kia involved in murder on Dewey Ave in Rochester.
okay, but who are you
Bruh,
following? Who are you friends with on Facebook?
500 people.
All right, but let me ask you this: if you're surrounding yourself with the negativity, the negative sources, are you surprised that's all you're seeing?
I'm not involved with the negative sources though. I'm just friends with rappers. I'm every rapper in the city across Rochester, Syracuse, Buffalo now. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
friends with them on Facebook and I see what they're reposting.
Okay, fair. I definitely get that, but I think if if you're just looking for, and I feel like at this point I can say this, you're looking for the stories, the good stories and everything like that. I understand that the stuff that's gonna be the most controversial, because honestly, that's what the news do. But the news also report. on the good and all that stuff, whatever positive. You could have talked about the lilac. I'm sure there was an artist or something performing out there, whatever. That stuff is out there. I ain't saying you it's gonna be as easy to find as the stuff that's
Exactly.
negative.
So I gotta struggle to find the video, and then I gotta edit and make it seem fake interesting. That is grueling to do. To try and
So,
stretch a boring ass video out is grueling.
so are you a YouTuber before a journalist? You do a
Am
lot of
I
journaling.
am I a YouTuber before I'm a journalist?
And the reason why I say journalist is because you report and you document what's going on. That's why I use that word.
I think I'm a hybrid, a perfect hybrid of both, because the YouTuber is the medicine. I mean, the YouTuber is the Kool-Aid, and journalism is the medicine. I think I combine a perfect amount to where I'm not just saying, the Grim Reaper did this and that. That's too much Kool-Aid. And then PBS is a goddamn too much medicine. When is the last time anybody sat down and voluntarily went to the PBS channel and watched something? Nobody wants to watch that bullshit. We want to watch something that's a good blend of both.
Okay, and I wanted to ask you: are you saying that people don't want to watch that because that's what you notice with your audience so far? The audience
It's with the whole internet.
Okay. There are feel good Instagram pages that got 250,000, 500,000, all that stuff like that. All they do is post puppy pics.
That's like a weird example. I mean, obviously we all love puppies. We all love, kittens and shit, but I'm talking about as far as making a 5-minute video about positive shit. Who does that?
Okay, I get it.
I'll give you Mr. Beast actually, but how many millions and billions are involved in those videos? How much expensive cameras and shit are involved in those videos that we don't have access to?
So I wouldn't say that. All right, boom. You just look. I feel like you just backed yourself in the corner. Cause check this. How many of these homeless money giveaway things do we see on the internet? And they people make their entire channel out of stuff like that.
Homeless giveaway?
Not homeless giveaway, but they give away money and all that type of stuff like that.
Those, oh my God, you said I backed myself into a corner. Those are the most scripted videos on the internet.
You don't essentially scripted too, because you just documenting.
No,
how do you make your
vid? I don't
know exactly how you make your vids. Do you document? I mean, do you just freestyle record, or do you?
No, when I say scripted, I mean fake. Like they're not actually giving them money. You think the double up and pass it videos are real?
Not all of them, but there are some people that are really giving out money to homeless people.
Nah, I think those videos are scripted.
You think every last one is scripted? Every last homeless video is scripted on the channel?
Not every last one, but I think the vast majority, because they can come up to them, they're homeless. They'll be like, yo, I give you $10 if you do this little video with me. I mean, that's still a lot of money.
No. We definitely gonna I challenge you on that point, but we keep moving on from that.
All right, Bet. You said that posting this channel automatically at some point I'm gonna have blood on my hands. I think these are all kind of the same things, but when we spoke earlier, you didn't put it in the same like descriptive words. Like you said, blood on your hands. You don't think that's a little bit crazy?
I can see why you feel that way, and I think I told you earlier too. It was the way the conversation went with me and Bess. I really had to drive home a point yo, there's eventually, and I feel like this with every blogger that cover hip hop at some point, whether if you do it in the safest way or not, is somebody out there willing to crash out over your content. Do I feel like there's certain content that is more acceptable for that? Not acceptable, but is more likely to have an outcome of that? Yes. Do I think you necessarily fall in that boat? No. But I do feel like based upon I believe it was 2 videos. It was really the West Side video and then the Deanie video. I felt like that, and strictly because it was the Deanie video that I felt that way is because I felt like you was clowning, son. You was clowning.
What did I say? I wasn't really clowning him.
No. It was the emo photo thing.
Oh, with the earrings.
Yeah. And I'm just yo, bro,
that's funny though. Even he probably
it's funny. Don't get me wrong. I I see the entertainment, but I can see how a different artist might take it and go all overboard, crash out, whatever.
So what do you think I should never post on, even though I post on everything? But what's something you think that will make somebody go crazy?
Okay, I would say stay away from. Are you trying to? I would say stay away from
Because I'm doing the baby mom, Trees X baby mom video sooner or later.
what the shooting.
Yeah, where the dude slayed his baby mom and then they allegedly, did what they did.
Okay, and like I said, bro, like I can't wait to see the video because I'm not in tune with any. Like I'll say this, bro, I'm learning more about my city just watching your videos. Like I feel like any
That's an
person that's
honor.
watched. Go ahead.
I said that's an honor.
Yeah, bro. Like, and even when I comment about you, how I felt about the content, even my negative comments, it's all still out of love because, like, yo, bro. And I think that one of the last things I said to it, I hope bro chasing a check because I know at the end of the day, me, Best, Hotbox TV, and all this stuff, everybody trying to make it out the hood, everybody trying to become bigger things. So knowing that you business minded, bro, it definitely gave me that respect portion. And like personally, and I definitely drove off of your question. We can spin back. What was your question? I want to make sure I'm answering it.
It was what type of content should I absolutely stay away from to avoid people crashing out?
Versus, I think the gang versus this gang thing, kind of documenting the back and forth, could definitely lead to crashing out.
Oh my God. That was actually a good point. Um, See, I don't think I would ever say like, for example, who am I thinking of? Because I like Duda, I'll say Duda. I would never say like TGS Duda's a bitch. I will slap the shit out of him. The nines will probably beat his ass. I would never. I don't think I would say some shit like that unless somebody like tried to fuck with my reputation like C Dot. That's why I had to make that video about C Dot. But most people don't do that. So that's not even gonna be a thing. So when I make the versus video, it will be completely neutral.
Yeah, I feel that. And don't get me wrong, perspective is everything, wording is everything. But I definitely think people could just look at a thumbnail, look at the view count, and be like, "Nah, bro, we got to get up." Like this is how a lot of these dudes talk, cause that's all they care about. Like you said, they go crazy for clout.
I don't think I just can't fathom that one of my videos, excuse me, would make somebody do that. I
So do
disagree.
you feel like all right? Let's go back to Warrior Chirac. Do you feel like there's any videos that DJ Academics made that somebody might be like, yo, he might crash out because of the way he's perceived or depicted?
Bro, academics was kind of tweaking when he
He
did the
was
Warren
wilding.
Chirac though, because he was almost egging him on. He said, once Lil Reese makes a tweet about you, you're gonna die in 24 hours. He gave him a huge target on his back. So I don't want him because I do have a video biggest demon in Rochester, but I'm not gonna like over sensationalize shit like Act did. So I think I'll be good.
Okay, are you not going to over? Are you not going to do that because it could bring pressure onto you, or it could be pressure onto the artists themselves?
The artists themselves, because at the end of the day, I'm in a computer chair talking to a mic, but I don't want to get people killed or like in jail because they've sent me shit already that I'm like, bro, if I post this, like you're done. Like, why the hell would you even tell me this on Facebook? You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to get anybody killed or locked up. So,
So do you feel like you kind of downgrade the type of stuff that you could not downsize the type of impact you could
oh
have?
my, yo, a couple people saw my Boys and Girls Club video before I edited it.
Mm-hmm.
It was wild as shit. It was like straight, like I violated in that video because I had a completely different perspective. I felt be- before, like, at the end of the day, these guys are criminals, right? Even if they passed away, they were criminals. And then somebody hit me up and they were like, yo, you got to think about the families, bro. And I really thought about it and I'm like, you know, even the biggest demons celebrate Christmas and probably have a girlfriend and shit and people who love them for them. So it really made me think like I don't want to violate and just look at them like characters like other people do.
And I'll say this, bro. And this goes for me. This goes for any blog in Rochester, anybody covering anybody. Once we get them views, once we get that audience, what anytime we cover anybody, it do put some type of target on their back, especially in a city like Rochester.
Target. Everybody who's trying to make it is a target, though. So you
And
can't
I
really
could bet
avoid that.
agree, but we could both agree. I feel like on hip hop, it work a little different versus you on your grind and everything in a corporate job or whatever. You feel me?
True, but there's a lot of ways to make it. Honestly, you might clip this like Viper drops game. Bro, all you have to do is become a videographer, learn how to edit a little bit, get a decent camera, because within a week, you're going to make that money back, bro. All these videographers charge people like $200, right? You can get a cam, you can record with an iPhone and then learn how to use Premiere Pro or After Effects in like 5-10 minutes. You don't even have to pay for it. You can get the shit free, just pirate it. So bam, you got the software, you got the camera. You post anywhere, start out a little bit cheap at first, maybe like $100. And then you're gonna record these videos for these artists, and you're gonna get organic traffic because they're gonna post you on their story, they're gonna post you on their Facebook and Instagram, and that's how these guys grow. So they're making money, cold hard cash, untaxable cash for the video. Then they're getting organic traffic and promotion for free. That's how Ace got the 30K subscribers, because it's straight organic traffic to him. So if I were thinking about making money, the last thing I would do is rap. I would try and produce first. I would try and become a videographer first. I would try and do anything surrounding the rap rather than become the rapper, because there's that honestly is oversaturated. Even though I know I said with the Vlad TV comment, nothing is oversaturated. Rap is oversaturated, bro. But yeah, I don't even know what spawned that rant.
No. I definitely get what you're saying because trust me too. I started off as a cameraman. Jumped in, did music videos, photo shoots, that type of thing. And trust me, some people they find a career in like either producing and all that, and that's a great game because a lot of these people think money is with rapping and it's all these other little sub things.
Bro,
Uh
they're all broke damn near. But I don't want to keep you too long because, yeah, I
yeah,
know you got somewhere to go.
we about at that time. Yo, Viper, this great interview. This is definitely by far my favorite interview before it comes out, anything like that.
Damn, thank you.
I definitely think there's gonna be more things that happen in Rochester that we'll end up talking about. I can feel some collabs coming soon. I don't know about you, but I definitely do.
Facts. Literally today, it might even be up today. I'm gonna have a top 585 Seaman Demon about Caress, because I saw you've been posting. She's been tweaking. She has a free OnlyFans. Oh my god, I'm gonna have a field day with that video. But
Yeah, bro. Make sure you post up about Caress, bro. She's definitely interested as hell. But
oh
yo,
yeah,
I just want to say thank y'all, the viewers at home. Thank you, Viper, his fans out there. I know some of y'all are watching. Yo, this has been a great interview. If you guys want us to talk again later on, whenever, yo, comment, like, subscribe, and look, it's been your boy Big MBKJ, and this has been the MBKJ show. Thanks for coming, Viper.
thank you, man. Fuck C Dot, fuck Deanie, and hopefully I don't have to add to the list. It's been great, man.
Yeah, those is his words, not mine. But shout out everybody. Thank the fan. Yeah, we out of here. Bow.